Have you ever asked God to free you from pornography? With tears in your eyes, on your knees, with a broken heart. You cried, begged, promised it would be different this time. And for a while, it even seemed like it was going to work. But after a few days or maybe just a few hours, you fell. Again. And now, the silence. The shame. The question echoing inside your mind, why am I still trapped in this? You don't understand anymore. Because you love God. You want to live in holiness. You don't want to be stained anymore, don't want to hide anymore, don't want to pretend everything is fine when your soul is dying inside. But then, why hasn't the freedom come yet? If God is powerful, why hasn't He taken you out of this addiction? If He is love, why does it still hurt so much? You start to think maybe there is something wrong with you. Or worse, that maybe God has stopped listening to you. How can someone who sincerely seeks God still fall into this abyss? How can someone who prays, fasts, and pleads still face sin as if nothing has changed? Maybe you don't have the courage to say it out loud. But inside you the question lives on, has God abandoned me? Or did He never care from the start? You've tried everything. Prayed sincerely, fasted believing it would break the cycle, made vows that seemed unbreakable, until the temptation came again. You installed blockers on your phone, your computer, avoided social media, changed habits, stayed away from places and people. Confessed your sin, asked for help, opened your heart. And still, nothing changed. You keep fighting, but it feels like you are losing every battle. And the most desperate part is that the fight is not against something external, it's inside you. You feel like you're screaming for help from inside a cave where no one hears you. Each fall feels heavier than the last. Every prayer you make seems to rise and hit the ceiling. And the silence that returns hurts more than any guilt. This is where many begin to crumble. Not because they lost faith, but because they are exhausted from fighting alone. Because they did everything, gave everything, cried out with everything, and yet remained trapped. And then comes the bitterest question, the one that burns inside. Has God abandoned me? Or does He simply not want to free me? You need to understand one thing. The problem isn't just the pornography you watch, but what it hides inside you. Behind that click, that image, that moment of pleasure lasting seconds, lies a deep wound, a thirst nothing in this world can satisfy. Loneliness, emptiness, rejection, shame, these are the real chains keeping you captive. Pornography is often just the symptom, not the disease. It's the silent scream of your soul begging for something only God can give. Real love, true healing, restored identity. While you fight temptation on the surface, this hidden pain grows and grows, until the cycle restarts. God isn't just trying to remove sin from your life. He is trying to heal what is wounded in your heart. And this healing doesn't come overnight, nor by sheer willpower alone. It requires a process, a deep dive into your inner self, a confrontation with truths you may have fled from for a long time. It's not just about stopping watching pornography. It's about being free from the emptiness pornography tries to fill. It's about being healed so that temptation loses its power over you. If you're tired of falling, maybe it's time to look inside at that invisible root and surrender that part of you to God. Because He wants more than your abstinence. He wants your whole heart. The truth is, the battle you face isn't just in the body or the act of falling. It happens in your mind, inside you. Your thoughts have been hijacked by an invisible war. The enemy doesn't need to attack you directly if he already controls what you think. You hear the voices, the cruel accusations saying you are a failure, the shame that paralyzes you, the lies whispering you'll never be truly free. These voices eat you up inside, steal your peace, make you doubt God's love for you. The Bible reminds us in Ephesians 6 verse 12 that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities. This spiritual war is real and powerful. It does not take place on a visible battlefield, but in your mind and heart. When your thoughts are dominated by this lie, sin becomes inevitable. Because before you act, you've already been defeated in your mind. And the enemy wants you to believe you are a hopeless slave. But here is the truth you need to hear. You are not what those voices say. You are not a slave. You are a beloved child of God, created to win this war. The battle is hard, yes, but the weapon to conquer is in your hands. The renewal of your mind, the choice to take every thought captive, to refuse the lies, and declare the truth of God's word over your life. This war exists, but it is not forever. And it can be won. Often, when we expect freedom, we want it fast, immediate, to stop everything in an instant. And when it doesn't happen, disappointment hits hard. But the truth is, God doesn't want just to take you out of the prison of pornography. He wants to transform you, to shape you, to make you someone new, someone who will never again be dominated by this sin. Instant freedom may happen, but true transformation requires a process. This process is painful because it involves facing deep parts of yourself. Wounded pride, insecurity, the desperate search for pleasure that is actually a search for meaning. God uses this time of struggle to break the false strongholds you built to protect yourself. He wants you to realize that the addiction isn't just an external problem, but a reflection of a soul thirsty for something greater. That's why He allows you to feel this pain, this fight, so you truly surrender. So you learn to depend on Him, not on your own willpower. This transformation isn't just about stopping a behavior, it's about being renewed inside. It's about becoming a new creation, a new man, a new woman, someone who not only ran from sin but was healed at the root. So, if God hasn't freed you completely yet, maybe it's because He's working to transform you, to make you someone who will never again need that prison. This process may be long and painful, but it is the path to true freedom. We have arrived at the most difficult moment of your journey. Freedom from pornography is not just about wanting to stop. It's about being willing to die to your old self, to your desires, to your comforts, to what holds you captive. You want to stop sinning, but are you willing to endure the pain of renunciation? The pain of daily struggle? The pain of emptiness that arises when the lie of pleasure disappears? Many want freedom, but few are willing to pay the price. The cross Jesus carried is heavy, and following Him on this path requires real, deep sacrifice and surrender. This renunciation isn't easy. It hurts because you lose old habits, old friends, even parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It's a process of dying to sin, a death that brings life. You may even think you want to change, but are you ready to die to your own momentary pleasure? To face loneliness, temptation, confrontation with your own weaknesses? True freedom requires you to say not only "I want," but "I am willing." Willing to die to your old self to be born into a new life. If you're not, the fight will continue, the fall will repeat, and the cycle will never break. This is the most real and painful confrontation you will face. The choice between the comfort of sin and the pain of freedom. Even when everything seems lost, even when you've fallen so many times you lost count, He is still here. God hasn't given up on you. The door to His heart never closed, even when you think you closed yours to Him. He still calls you, still waits for you to respond. No matter how dirty you feel, no matter how far you think you are, His grace is greater. He didn't come to condemn, but to save, to restore, to transform broken lives into living testimonies of hope. You may be tired, exhausted, full of guilt, but God is ready to receive you, to lift you up, to give you a new chance. All He wants is for you to take one step, even a small one, toward Him. If this message touched your heart, if you're still fighting, don't be silent. Write in the comments, "I am still fighting," because you are not alone in this battle. Here, in this place, we are a community of people who understand the pain, the struggle, but also the victory that is coming. God sees your fight, He hears your cry, and He is working even when you don't see it. The journey is hard, but victory is certain for those who persevere. So rise up now, surrender your wounds, and listen to the gentle voice saying, "Come to me and I will give you rest." If this video spoke to your heart, if you feel this struggle inside you, don't stay silent. Click like to strengthen this message of hope, and subscribe to the channel to walk together on this journey of freedom. And most importantly, leave your truth in the comments below, write, "I am still fighting," because you are not alone in this battle. Together we are stronger. Together we will win. God is with you, and I am here to walk by your side.